requirement says that, let's suppose that we need to we have lead records. Okay, we have lead records. Now, what we have to do, that we need to find contact records on the basis of emails, on the basis of email present in the leads. Okay, we need to find the contact record on the basis of the emails present in the record, emails present in the leads. If the contact with same email found, then make the lead possible duplicate record, possible duplicate equals true. Means actually the thing is that what we have to do, we have a lead record, so we need to find the contacts. Means we have to take the leads. Okay, we need to take the lead email and find that same email with the same email a contact record. And if we are success to get a contact record with the same email, it means that we have a duplicate, because lead is ultimately get converted and lead will get converted and create a contact record. So since we found a same email address already present in a contact, so if that happens, then make the lead possible duplicate field equals to true. Okay, so we need to create a possible duplicate field inside the lead, and we will make it true if the same email is also found on the contact record. Got the requirement? Are you guys able to get the requirement or not?
Yeah.
Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Okay. So that is about the possible duplicate. Now, in this, through this example, what you learn? We will learn how to use multiple queries. Multiple SOQL. Apex. Multiple queries in Apex, how to use, how to convert, how to create map using an SOQL query. And third thing is that how to use dynamic, how to use variables inside the SOQL query. These three things we're gonna learn through this example, because we're gonna use these three things. Okay, we will gonna use three things inside this. So first thing is that we discussed earlier that whenever we are writing, a SOQL query. Lead, because here our object is lead. When we are writing an SQL query, and we know that we can use where clause. Previously used where email is not equal to null. That is the straightforward thing. Okay, straightforward. We are using email is not equal to null. But let's suppose that we are not. We need to find some specific email. Let's suppose that I need to find the email, this email, where email address is 0050@gmail.com. So I will come up here and put inverted commas. Okay, here you can see put inverted commas and add a value in that, and then I execute. So sorry, not equal to, sorry, equals to. Now it will give me the emails. It will give me the leads that are associated with this email. Got it? Email equals to that particular value. So, okay, email is equals to this particular value that I got it. Now, so let's use, if this is the email, and if we have to write something like that, okay, if we have to use something like that inside the Salesforce, so what we have to do, developer console, since it is a lead, so let's first I copy it here, lead list. Okay, and I copy this email address and paste it here. Save it. Save it. After saving, we know that how to write as a loop. So I will come up here, loop, and just design the loop on the basis of this list. Same thing. I did not change anything. I'm just explaining you how to use variable inside the loop. So lead object, lead list, and here I will do. I will just debug system dot debug. Let's suppose the name lead object dot just okay. That's a very small example. Let's execute this example. And execute. It's executed. After executed, I click on the debug and I see because all the leads have the same email, same name, because you can see all the lead have the same name. So that's why it's showing me the same name, all of them. No issue in that. So it's showing me the same name. That's okay. But here is the fact that Salesforce says that if you are writing an SQL query, and in that SQL query, if you are using hard-coded values, okay, hard-coded values. Here I'm using hard-coded values. These are not the dynamic values. These are known as hard-coded values. If you are using hard-coded values, then you don't need to use in this way. What you have to do, you have to declare a variable, a string, email, search email, let's say search email. Okay, search email, and put a value inside here. Instead of using here, use here and use this one, add, and then use variable instead of this. So put a colon and use the variable name. Make sense? So you do not have to use hard-coded values directly inside the SQL query. You have to convert that SQL hard-coded value into a variable and then use that variable over up here. So that is your second best practice, that if working with SOQL and we need to use filters. Yeah, because we are using a where clause, and where clause we are adding filter. If we need to use filters, let me little bit zoom. How do I zoom it here? Okay. So if we are if working with the SOQL and we need to use we need to use the filter, then take help of variables instead of hard coding values inside the SOQL query. Okay, take the use of a variable instead of a hard coding. Okay, so it works this way. Let's make it different color so that you guys, if you guys are, what is that, update colors. Okay, so if you are working with the SQL query and if we need to use filters, so at that point take the help of a variable instead of hard coding values inside it. So we need to take help of this one. Okay, so we need to do in a this way, that we need to directly use the variable. Okay, variable. Now, if we have a one value, okay, if we have a one value, meaning this search email has only one value, one email, it's okay. But generally, that is not the use case. Generally, we are not searching for a single record. As I mentioned, never think about the, never ever think about the single records at a time. Okay, never think about the single record at a time. Always think about the multiple records, large number of data. So here, if we have a one value, then we have to do this way. Let's suppose that if we have a multiple values. So for single value filter. Okay, let's suppose that we need to work for the multiple value filter. Multiple value filter. So since we have a multiple emails, it means that we have a multiple emails. So at that moment, this single values variable will not help. So we need to create some, either the list or the set. So generally we create the set of a string emails, search emails, and that is equals to new. Okay, now we will add the search emails dot add. this one, or let's add any more. Tomorrow, this one, any more. Greenland. Okay, and after that, create a SOQL query. So here, search email. So instead of equals, it become in search. So that is the case. So if you are using this way of programming, so what happened? This will work for the single value. This will also work, and if you are at multiple values, this will also work. So this is the way that it will work for every cases, and this will work only for one filter at a time. This will work for the one or more than one. Okay, one or more than one value filter if you apply, then we have to follow this one, or this one is only single. Okay, so generally we do this. Most of the time we will do this. We will create a set. If we have to add one value, then add a one value. If we have a multiple value, add the multiple value. That's up to the requirement. Generally, we have to work with the multiple requirements. So it contains multiple values in it. Okay, multiple values in that. And then after that, we make a query and perform the operations, whatever. If I execute it, let me execute. Check the debug. You can say it agree, and different emails and all those. All three records pops up. Let me close the logs. So this is the how we can use variable, how we can use variables, how we can use dynamic filters. Okay, dynamic filters in our code. Now let's back to our example. Example, what we have to do, we need to find the contact records having same email as the email in the leads have, meaning same email that the lead have. So first we need to capture all the emails from the leads and then search the contact with with those emails. And if that contact found, after that, what we have to do, we come back to the lead and update the lead with possible duplicate equals to true. So let's first create this field. Okay, let's first create this field in the lead. Sorry, checkbox. Create possible duplicate. So I created this field. So this field will automatically true if the same email found in the contact. So that is the case. So that is our example. So let's first comment out the example, how to use variables. I comment it out here. Now let's solve the problem. Let's solve the problem. So first we need to figure out all the collect all the emails from the lead. So first we need to collect all the emails from the lead. So since again we need to make a query to the leads, So I will, this is my variable. Let's put it here. And I'm also going to put it here. And then I need to make a SOQL query so that I can get all the leads with email. So let's make it not equals to null. It will give me all the lead email. So first, this is the SOQL query. Now let's collect the lead emails. So since we need to, as I mentioned, whenever there is a list, there is a loop. So I will run the loop on the lead object and create a set of emails to collect all emails. Lead email. Okay. Lead emails. Lead emails dot add lead object dot email. So this will give me all the emails associated with that particular lead. Okay, this will give me all emails associated with that lead. Now I need to capture all the contact with that lead. With the I need to capture all the contact with that email, same email. Okay, so how do I do that? Again, we need to write a SQL query. So since we are writing a SQL query in the contact, so we write contact list equals to new list of contact from contact where email in colon lead email. So whatever the lead emails have, it will search for those contact having the same email address. Okay, having the same email address. Now, always remember, whenever we have a two queries, okay, we have a two queries. One query is in this object, another query in this object. Whenever we have a such situation that in a single Apex code, we are writing two queries on different objects, we are writing two queries. So whenever this situation happens, we always need to take help of a map. Okay, we always need to take help of a map to have connection, to make the connection between them. Okay, to make the connection between them means always we need to take help of. Without a map, it will take lots of efforts. So we always need to first convert. Okay, we always need to first convert the second list into the map. Always try to convert the second list into the map. First one doesn't. First one will work fine. No issue with that. But the second one, we always try to need to convert into the map because this list will never gonna work. We need to convert this list into the map. So convert the contact list into map. Now, whenever this conversion happens, means since map has two things, key and value. So key is a unique, okay? And here, how we define a uniqueness, here we have our unique value is email because we are working on the emails. If we are not working on the email, might be are working on the phone. So our unique value is the phone. If we are working on the name, then our unique value is the name. Means whatever the field on which we are working, means that is our important field. That will automatically become the key. So here we will create a string because a string is email is a string, and the second object, the second value, okay, value. We are talking about the value. So value will always make the S object, right? Meaning, if it is a contact, you are working on the contact, so it is the contact. If you are working on opportunity or any other object, type that object name. Afterwards, contact email map name equals to new. Okay, once we're done with that, after that we need to, I need to just, as I mentioned, whenever there is a list, there is a loop. So let's put a loop and contact obj contact list. Now this conversion is start. How we convert it? We will put the email dot put and contact obj dot email comma contact obj, because we need to put whole contact. Okay, whole contact. So that's why contact obj dot test. Now what will happen? This will give me a map between email and a contact associated with that email. Okay, email and a contact associated with that email. So once we are done with that, okay, once we are done with that, now we are ready to comparison. Now we are ready to do the comparison between the lead and a contact. Okay, now we are ready to do the comparison between the lead and the contact. So how we are going to do the comparison? So here we have a lead. Okay, so we will copy this lead list, because again we already queried the record, so we don't need to query it again. So we copied and paste, and here we do the comparison between the with the help of map. Okay, we need to do comparison between the. So here I will choose if. It will check, meaning I will do check if map of, that is the property of a map of this contact email map contains okay, contains key, because in the key we have emails. So contains key, which key? Lead email. Okay, if contact map contains the lead email, it means that contact, we found a contact with that same email. Because if we don't found the contact with that same email, this does not contain anything. It will not have that email. So it says that if contact have the email, contact email, means this map contains the map, this map contains the email of the lead. It means that lead have that. So what we will do, we will lead dot possible, possible duplicate equals to true, and update. But Salesforce says that do not do update inside the loop. Okay, do not do update inside the loop. So what happened? What we have to do? We need to create a separate list, as we did earlier. We need to create a separate list, lead list to update. Put the object inside the list. Add the object inside the list. And here, update. That's it. Okay. So what we did, we just first capture the lead, then collect the emails, then capture the contact, convert the contact into the map, where key is the email, because email is the important here. So key is the email, then do the comparison, update, that's it. Save it. After saving, let's run this code. Let's execute this code. Okay, execution successful. Let's check that email lead with possible duplicate, any field become true or no. So for that, let me add the field over up here too. Possible duplicate. Uh, yeah, this one. Yeah, as I this Suraj at this the email is found in that contact, so that become true. Test at the rate ABC, that email is also in the contact, so that's why it's become true. The rest of them it's not found, so it's not true. Yeah, rest of them it's not found. Only these emails are found in the contact, so these fields are become true. So that is how we write a logic. Generally, in most of the cases, we are need to work with the two objects, two SOQL queries, two or more, sometimes more SOQL queries at a time. So concept will always same. If we have a one more SOQL query, then again convert that SOQL query into the list to map. We always there is a need of a conversion from list to map. And when we have to do conversion, whenever we have a second SOQL query. Okay, whenever we have a second SOQL query, at that moment we need to do some such kind of a thing. We need to do a conversion from list to map. We need to do a conversion, and if you have a second, third, or many more, you always have to do this type of a conversion, list to map. And the key of the map will always be our the main element. Means if you are doing query on the email, then email. If phone, then phone. If name, the name, or any unique value or any value. It's not about the uniqueness, it's about the key field. Okay, it's key. Here we are not defining the here we are not looking for the uniqueness. Here we are looking for the what is our key field, means which field we are searching for, because there might be a chances that emails, there two contact contains the single email. That's that 100% that chances will occur. But we don't need to think about that situation. Okay, we don't need to think about, because let's suppose that if email found is found, either it's one email, or if the same email have two contacts, contact contains the same email, that's if that contact found, it's found either in one contact, either in two contact, it doesn't matter. If found, then we need to make it true. So we don't need to think about the values. We need to think about the what is our important, what is important, is email is found is important or not. So that is the important. So that is why we don't need to worry about that, if these values are going to be duplicate or no. We just need to worry about what is the important over up here. That is important here, email. So that's why we choose the email. If this one is something else, here it will also change. And let's suppose that there will be one more query, and that query we will also have the same thing, and it will work in this way. So that whenever we have a more than one query in any logic, we always have to do this type of a conversion, and after the conversion we have to do this type of a comparison. We are now doing comparison. Map, we are checking the map contains that email or no. Make sense? Are we just sleeping? Went for sleep?
No, loud and clear.
Not yet, Suraj.
Not
Not
yet. Not speaking anything. Too much quiet.
So those leads and contacts that are coming in from the Salesforce itself, are they the data types or what are they?
Those leads. Where?
Like list lead or list contact, you know, those.
Yeah, these
those
are the data types.
data types, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Like same thing as string or integer, stuff
Yes,
like that.
Hmm.
But we have to use Aura enabled for the VS Code, right? Or VS Code does not support it. We did, right? We sent out
No.
queries.
We don't need to do something like that or enabled. When we are using, if we are going to use this in a LWC component, then we have to write or enable. Else, no need.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like on the VS Code, when we create LWC, we use like attribute at API and then Aura enabled, right?
Yeah.
Okay.